Theodore Roosevelt Elementary was almost closed 2 years ago because we didn't have enough students. Now TR is so full, some students have to transfer to schools that have more space.
We'd like to preserve the old buildings, but at the same time keep them up to date and move them into the 21st century very quickly. And so some of the things I show you will indicate why we need to move on into the next century. When you house children here, they're not as secure as those that are in the building, simply because it would take, let's say for a tornado drill, it would take them longer to get inside a safer spot. If we had someone enter the grounds of Roosevelt, a stranger, this has a little easier access unless the doors are kept locked all day long.
With 525 kindergartners, the biggest group in the last 14 years, newly reopened Bluemont Elementary has had to find space for yet another kindergarten class this fall. My graduating class this year has only 419 students.
Well, this is our old boiler system, and what I can tell you about it is it's working about 50% efficiency, and a new hot water system would be hopefully up to 90 to 100% efficiency. This is a 4th grade classroom. We have a window air conditioning, and this is on the west side of the building. And of course, with a stone building, it's very warm. You can only have the air running for so long while you're teaching children, and then you have to turn it off. Noise level's a factor, efficiency's a factor. Just the point of it trying to get cooled down with that many students in the building is a concern.
Northview Elementary has 500 students this fall, and we try to get 100 kids through at a time during lunch. It wasn't really designed to handle this many students.
In order to run lunch for that many students, we have to shut down the gym part of this from 11:30 until 1 o'clock and serve lunch to all the students. And then what happens after that is we must run double PE classes. We'll have about 40 kids having PE at the same time, and all of the tables and things that you see around the room remain.
And we're currently standing right underneath of a friable asbestos ceiling which runs through the majority of this school. If you touch it, it will turn to dust and go into the air, which can then be breathed in. And we also have a lot of friable asbestos on our plumbing. Whenever a pipe fails, we have to bring in a special company to remediate the asbestos on them before we can actually go in and fix them. If it's large enough of a failure, it requires the building to be sealed, and students cannot be in the building, which could cause us to have the building shut down for up to 2 weeks to remove the asbestos and repair a problem.
You've seen the challenges our school faces. Anyone who's spent time in our buildings has seen them. On top of that, we learned several years ago that Fort Riley would expand even more and house more soldiers than ever before. The board hired an architect to spend a year reviewing the needs of our schools. Then the board, along with parents, students, teachers, and other community members, created a bond proposal to solve many of the problems in our school. It won't address all of our needs, only the most urgent ones. The way we can address our challenges is by passing the November 4th bond issue. We can have better security, fire protection, and make other health improvements. We can also do major renovations, such as increased energy savings and more capacity. The cost for all these improvements is $97.5 million, which sounds like a lot until you break it down. For the average homeowner in our district, that would mean only $11.19 per month to improve our 24 buildings. If the bond issue passes in November, I won't be at Manhattan High to take full advantage of all of the improvements. But the bond issue isn't about what's best for me. It's about what's best for the children coming up behind me and for the community.
In 1968, our family made a very wise decision to make Manhattan our new hometown. A good deal of the decision was based on what kind of a school system was in place. What was told to us, we found out to be true. Our children had the opportunity to receive a superb education, largely because a previous generation had planned for their future. Now, in honor of our grown children, Sue and I want to help make sure that young people for years to come will have that same opportunity. Again, it is expensive, It will raise taxes. It perhaps should have been done long before, but the fact remains that our children and the loyal members of the staff of USD 383 need our help now. I'm Gene Klingler, and I ask you and your family to join us in saying yes to the upcoming bond proposal for our children, for our community.
Sharon and I would like to thank you so very much for being a part of this presentation, for taking the time to listen to what we have to share with you about the tremendous need that lies in front of us. Your vote in the November bond issue will be critical to the success of the young people and the school system in Manhattan and Ogden. Thank you so very, very much.